This one's called Sneaky Guile. There's a text in Shemoth or Exodus chapter 23, and it prohibits us from pronouncing the name or names of any pagan deities. Let me get that for you here. Let's see. Here it is. Let me read it for you. Exodus 23. This is going to be important for you to have as a background before we get into this sneaky guile. Be careful to do everything I have said to you. Do not invoke the names of other Elohim. Do not let them be heard on your lips. All right. That was chapter 23, verse 13 of Exodus. Now, I'll leave this right here. Now, can we say, someone asked me this question, as I say, often I get a little motivation from the comments that I get, and I answer this question for this lady. She asked, can we say the phrase in English, quote, set apart, unquote, as a meaning in English of the word kodesh, which means set apart for a special purpose. In our English, knowing that there was an Egyptian deity worshipped by the name of Set. Well, let's think about this. I'm very interested in no guile, very much. And I'm all for obeying every word. But in this case, the guile is veiled within the case that's being presented. And this is just being spread all over the internet, this guile about this equivocation between the word for an Egyptian deity that doesn't really exist and the English word set. Is that connection even possible? It's veiled. It's guile, but it's veiled within the case itself. And that's what I told the lady. It's undetected guile, and that's why it's sneaky. It's similar sounding words and phrases and parts of words from foreign languages are being connected and held up as an attempt to confuse people. An Egyptian moon deity, this is another example. Another case of an Egyptian deity whose name is basically transliterated IAH, like you see in a lot of the transliterations like Isaiah. Well, it's an association, it's not real, but it's been seized upon to say that the name of Yahuwah is derived from this moon deity of the Egyptians. Obviously wrong. These diversions have the same source, Hashatan. There's another case that's being manufactured as being promoted about the Egyptian deity Amon, Amun, and associating it with Amen. Well, these are legitimate words in the languages they're found. However, let's think about this. In the case of Amunra, here's the truth. The word in Hebrew is actually found in the text, spelled with 3 letters. Amen. It's Hebrew word 543. You can look at it at a concordance online. H543. And it'll even tell you how many times it's used and where to find it. And it's a more accurate Hebrew transliteration than the Greek form amen. 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 And it is a lot like it sounds. It means you trust the word that's being said. and it has H543, three Hebrew letters. And that's Aleph, Mem, Nun, over here on the left. I'll hold it up here. Aleph, Mem, Nun. And it means to trust or believe, and it's perfected by obedience. It's used many times in the Hebrew. Nothing to be afraid of. It's not some kind of an Egyptian deity. And there's another word that is the feminine form of this. See, masculine nouns and pronouns, they end in a consonant, as this does. The nun is a consonant. And Aleph, Mem, Ua, Nun, Hey is Amuna. Emunah. And that is Hebrew word 530. You can look it up. It's more like the Arabs say Amina, and they say Amin. They're very closely related in the Hebrew because they are Hebrews. Arabs are Hebrews. The Greek number for Amen is G281. Now that AMEN came about because the H in the Greek is the equivalent of an E if you see it written. It's an unsealed, it's a capital letter. If you see a capital H, it's E. So the Greek transliteration has produced this word Amen. And people are afraid of it now, and they're trying to say Amen and all these little nuances to distort it because they've learned this from the internet teachers, that this is the Egyptian deity. So you better not say that. Well, we don't want to say any Egyptian deities. We're not. This is a word in our speech that we've connected with from the Greek, and it's brought straight over. And the Greek is based on the Hebrew, which is a clean language. Now, are we mispronouncing the name anywhere? Yahuwah? Yeah. And when you receive that little white stone bearing that name, Yahuwah, it's not literally a stone. That's an idiom. But you're not thinking you're pronouncing a moon deity, I-A-H. That's another language. We're not talking about a deity in the case of Amen or Amen. Or you can say it a number of different ways. It's okay. I like to say Amen. It sounds like you're agreeing with something. And that's what it is. You're trusting the word that's being spoken, and you're confirming it, you're validating it, you're verifying it, and it's going to result in trust, and you're affirming that it's true. That's what you're doing. So, the letter H is the capital or unsealed form of the letter E in Greek. That's why we inherited the A-M-E-N, because it's found to be 4 letters in Greek, and it's 3 letters in Hebrew. Teachers use casuistry, or special cases, and a straw man argument, which is a sham argument to set up someone for being defeated. And it makes people believe the word A-M-A-N is pagan. A-M-A-N has nothing to do with an Egyptian deity. And it's not even a name. Unless it's being used as a name, I don't think it is. If you're using A-M-U-N or A-M-O-N as a name, and you're saying it, then you're violating the Exodus 23. The Hebrew words Amana and Aman, or Amen, are closely related. Like I said, Amana is the feminine form of the same word. It means trusted or trustworthy, steady, committed, courageous, like we all want to be. The Hebrew meaning of the term relates to fidelity, truth, truly. Yahusha said, verily, verily. He didn't say those words. He said, Amad, Amad. He was talking Hebrew. But he was saying truly in the translation. So he was giving veracity to what was being said of his own words. And it meant that they were being perfected because he was validating what he was about to say. Trustworthiness needs to be in us. No guile. Get rid of the guile. Guile is sneaky. And it can creep into you, like paranoia. Paranoia strikes deep into your mind. It will creep. And it strikes when you're always afraid. Step out of line and the man comes and takes you away. Those are words from a song from Crosby, Stills and Nash. Actually, it was not. It was, what was that band? They were in the band before Crosby, Stills and Nash. David Crosby's dead now, a few days ago. That was a song I was just quoting. But Amana is also active obedience as well. That's why it's in Habakkuk, It shows itself to be strongly committed and courageous, as the prophet Habakkuk, they call Habakkuk in chapter 2, verse 4. He says, see, he whose being is not upright in him is puffed up, but the righteous one lives by his steadfastness. That's the word amana, a Hebrew feminine form of the same word. That's Habakkuk or Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. The word amen can express affirmation to a statement, as we see it is commonly defined, so be it. That's the Catholic translation of it. It declares affirmation, confirmation, and agreement. Languages use words to convey ideas within the scope of those who speak them. Let me say that again. Languages use words to convey ideas within the scope of those who speak them. But to apply the sound that they may have with words in other languages, well, that goes beyond the intention of Shemoth Exodus chapter 23, verse 13. You're outside the bounds of that command. This text is concerned with using the names of foreign and non-existent beings. If we substitute a known pagan name with the Hebrew name of Yahuwah, or refer to him as G-O-D, we have transgressed. G-O-D was the name of the sun deity of the Teutonic heathens. The coincidental sound of an Egyptian deity's name used as a proper noun, like S-E-T, with an English word used as an adjective, S-E-T, is an equivocation that is made by many people on the internet, and it's only a special case presented to confuse, twist, or program the thoughts of those who hear it. Check out this research page. I'll give you the call sign here. www.fossilizedcustoms.com/casuistry.html. That should help you. Watch out for sneaky guile. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.